It's that time of year where I have a look at who donates to the Australian political parties. Oh my god, I need a haircut. I'll be right back.
What do you mean? 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 That's the name of the channel.
Alright, now I can see. Awesome. I can go and tell you who donates to Australian political parties, like I do every year. And just like every other year, I'm going to just tell you what corporations and organisations and businesses and non-for-profits and all that. I'm not going to bother with individual people or estates, like when the party's left in someone's will. So you're not going to hear me mention the Greens. Shout out to them. They don't accept donations from any corporations like this. But unlike every other time where I've done this, where I'll go by party, I'll do Labour, then Liberal, and tell you the list of everyone that's donated to them. This time I thought to save everyone's time, I'll go by corporation and tell you who they donated to. And I thought I should show everyone where this information comes from. I get it from the Australian Electoral Commission, the AEC, and what they've called their Transparency Register, which you can get to from their website or just Google AEC Transparency Register, probably the quickest way to go about it. And another change from every other time I've made these videos, I'm going to tell you the state branches of the two major parties, if they also received donations. It's all listed here, and let's get into it. Alright, let's get started. First one is Adandi, and they donated to LNP. And just for future reference, that is the Liberal National Party of Queensland, where every other state, they're two separate parties still but work as a coalition. But in Queensland, they just made one party. Now, next one. Alright, and then Alliance donated to the National Party and the branch in New South Wales, the LNP, so Queensland, and they donated to the Liberal Party and their branch in South Australia and their branch in New South Wales. They also donated to the Labor Party and their branch in South Australia, Queensland and New South Wales. Amazon Commercial Services donated to the Liberal Party and their branches in Tasmania, Victoria, New South Wales and Western Australia. And they also donated to the Labor Party and their branch in New South Wales, Victoria and South Australia. Ampol Petroleum. They donated to the Liberal Party and the Labor Party and the Labor Party branches in Queensland and New South Wales. ANZ Banking donated to both the Liberal Party and the Labor Party. APM Human Services International donated to the Liberal Party and their branch in New South Wales and in Western Australia, and the Labor Party and their branch in Western Australia. APPEA, Australian Petroleum Products Production Exploration Association. They donate to the LNP in Queensland, the Liberal Party, their branch in Western Australia and their branch in New South Wales, the Labor Party and their branch in Western Australia. Australia Pacific Airport Corporation donates to the Labor Party and just the Tasmanian Liberal Party branch. Australian Automotive Association, which is a peak body, they donate to both major parties. Australian Automotive Dealer Association donates to the Nationals, Labor, Liberal, and just the Liberal branch in Tasmania. Australian Banking Association donates to the Liberals and their branch in New South Wales and also Labor Party. Australian Finance Industry Association donates to the Labor Party and the Liberal Party. Australian Forest Products Association donates to the Labor Party and the Liberal Party and their branch in Tasmania. Australian Hotels Association donates to the Labor Party and their branch in Victoria and their branch in South Australia, the Liberal Party and their branch in Tasmania and Victoria and South Australia, and the LNP and the National Party. Australian Investment Council donates to the Labor Party and the Liberal Party and their branch in Victoria. Australian Owned Contractors donates just to the Labor Party. Australian Secure Capital Funds donates just to the LNP in Queensland. Australian Trucking Association donations to Nationals, Liberal and Labor. Bayer Australia, pharmaceuticals I believe, donates to the Nationals and Labor. BB Win-Win Outcomes, that's just Labor. BlueScope Steel, Labor and Liberal. Bristol Myers Squibb, which is pharmaceuticals, donated to Labor, Liberals and their branch in New South Wales, Tasmania and Victoria. Chevron donated to Nationals, Labor and their branch in Western Australia and the Liberals and their branch in Western Australia. Clubs Australia donated to Nationals, Liberals and their branch in New South Wales and Labor. Commonwealth Bank of Australia donated to the Nationals, Labor and their branch in New South Wales and Liberal and their branch in New South Wales. Corporate Affairs Australia donated to Labor and their branch in Western Australia and South Australia. Council of Australian Life Insurance donated just to Liberals. Kryptonic Technology donated to Labor and their branch in Queensland. Kribulla donated just to Liberals. Customer Owned Banking Association donated to the Nationals, Labor and their branch in New South Wales, and the Liberals and their branch in Tasmania and the ACT. Deloitte Touche, I can't say it, but it's a place that does audits essentially, and they gave to the Nationals and their branch in Victoria and New South Wales, and donated to the Liberals and their branch in New South Wales and Western Australia and Victoria, and Labor and their branch in Western Australia, Victoria and New South Wales. Education Centre of Australia donated to just the New South Wales branch for the Liberal Party. Edwards Life Science donated to the Labor Party and their branch in New South Wales. Employers Mutual Management donated to Labor and Liberal and both their branches in New South Wales. Endeavour Group donated to Nationals, Labor, Liberal and the Liberal branch in New South Wales and Victoria. Ernst & Young donated to Nationals, Labor Party and their branch in Queensland, their branch in Western Australia, and just the Tasmanian and New South Wales branches for the Liberal Party. Financial Service Council donated to the Tasmanian and New South Wales and Victorian branches of the Liberal Party and the Labor Party and their branch for New South Wales. FMA Media Group donates just to the LNP. Hancock Prospecting donates just to the Liberals. HCF donates to the Liberals and Labor. Holding Relish donates to Labor and their branch in Victoria and their branch in Queensland, and Liberals and their branch in Victoria and their branch in New South Wales. Iberdrola Australia donates just to Labor. Idameno donates to Labor and just the Tasmanian branch for the Liberals. Inpex donates to Liberal, Labor and their branch in Western Australia. Insurance Australia Group donates to the Nationals, the Liberal Party and their branch in Tasmania, New South Wales and Western Australia, and the Labor Party and their branch in New South Wales and Victoria. Integrated Waste Services donated just to the South Australian Labor Party. J. Hutchinson donated to the Queensland Labor Party. Jefferson Investments donated just to the Western Australian Labor Party. J.J. Richards and Sons donated just to the LNP. John Connolly and Partners, just the Labor Party and their branch in Queensland. Johnson & Johnson donated to Liberals and Labor. KPMG, Labor and their branch in Victoria, New South Wales and Western Australia, and the Liberal Party. LET Australia, or LET, donated to the Nationals, Liberal, Labor and their branch in Queensland. Levantine Hill donated just to the Liberal Party in Victoria. Lion donated to the Nationals, Liberals and Labor. Macquarie Group donated to Labor and their branch in South Australia, New South Wales and Victoria, and the Liberal Party and their branch in Tasmania, New South Wales and Victoria. Merck Healthcare donated just to the New South Wales Labor Party. Meriton Properties donated to the LNP. Mineral Council of Australia donated to the Nationals, Labor and their branch in Western Australia, and the Liberals and their branch in New South Wales, the ACT, Western Australia and Northern Territory. MSD donated to Labor and just the Liberal branches for Tasmania and New South Wales. National Advisory donated to Labor and Liberals and their branch in Tasmania. National Australia Bank, NAB, donated to the Nationals, Liberals and Labor. National Automotive Leasing and Salary Packing Association donated to the Nationals and their branch in New South Wales and Labor and Liberal. Network 10 donated to Liberal and Labor. Nexus APAC donated to Labor and their branch in New South Wales. And the New South Wales, Tasmania, Victoria and South Australian branches for the Liberals. Novartis donated to, that's another pharmaceutical company, Liberal and Labor. Mildred Group donated to the Nationals and their branch in New South Wales, and Labor and their branch in New South Wales and Queensland. Master Builders Australia donated to the Nationals, Labor, Liberal and the Liberal branch in Tasmania and Victoria. Maurice Blackburn donated to Labor. Medicines Australia donated to the Nationals, Labor and the Liberal Party and their branch in Tasmania, Victoria and New South Wales. Medtronic Australia donated to the Nationals, Labor and their branch in New South Wales and just the Tasmanian branch for the Liberal Party. Members Health Fund Alliance donated to Labor and just the branches for the Liberal Party in Victoria, South Australia and New South Wales. Ogilvy Advisory donated to the Labor Party and the New South Wales division of the Liberal Party. Omega Investment Holdings donated to the LNP. So did Optima Trading Trust. Ord Minnett Investment donated to Labor and the LNP. Organon Pharma, pharmaceutical company, donated to the Nationals, Labor and just the Tasmanian branch of the Liberal Party. Origin Energy donated to Labor and the New South Wales branch for Labor and the Liberal Party and their Victorian branch. Pathology Tech Australia donated to the New South Wales Labor Party. Pfizer Australia donated to the Nationals, New South Wales, Tasmania and Victoria Liberal Party and Labor. Pratt Holdings donated to Labor and their New South Wales division. Premier National donated to the Nationals, Liberal Party and their New South Wales division and the Labor Party and their New South Wales and South Australian branches. PricewaterhouseCoopers, Liberals, New South Wales, ACT, Victoria and Labor, New South Wales, Western Australia, Victoria and South Australia. Pine and Partners, just Labor and their Victorian branch. QBE Insurance donated to the Nationals, Liberal and their Tasmanian branch, New South Wales branch and Western Australian branch, and Labor and their New South Wales branch. Cube Holdings donated to the Liberals and Labor. Ramsay Healthcare donated just to Labor. Region Support for Homeless donated just to the Victorian Liberal Party. Regional Express Holdings donated to the Nationals and Liberal. Registered Clubs Association donated to the Nationals and their branch in New South Wales, Labor and their branch in New South Wales, and Liberal and their branch in New South Wales. Roche Products donated to New South Wales and Tasmania Liberal parties and Labor. Sanofi Aventis donated to the Nationals, Labor and the Queensland branch and the Liberals. Santos, so a lot of pharmaceuticals and a lot of petroleum. Santos donated to Nationals, Liberal, LNP, Labor and the Labor branch of in Queensland. SAP Australia donated to Labor and the Tasmanian branch for the Liberal Party. SAS Consulting donated just to Labor. Slattery Property Group donated to Labor and the Western Australian branch and just the Western Australian branch for the Liberal Party. SEC Newgate donated to Labor and the New South Wales branch. Central Property Group donated just to LNP. Seven West Media gave to both major parties, Labor and Liberal. Optus gave to both major parties and the New South Wales branch for the Liberal Party. 6 Mile Bridge donated just to Liberals. Sportsbet donated to Nationals, Liberal and Labor. Suncorp Group donated to Labor and Liberals. Tabcorp Holdings donated to National, Labor and their branch in Queensland, South Australia and the Northern Territory. They donated to the LNP, Liberals and the Liberal branch in New South Wales and Victoria. Tower Services donated to Liberal and Labor. Tamboran Resources donated to Labor. Tech Council Australia, Labor and Liberal. Telstra donated to the Nationals, Labor and Liberal. HMW Accounting donated to the LNP. The Lottery Corporation gave to the Nationals, Labour and their branches in Victoria, Northern Territory and Queensland, and the Liberals just their branches in Victoria and New South Wales. Pharmacy Guild of Australia gave to the Nationals, Liberals and their branch in South Australia, Western Australia and Tasmania, and Labour and their branch in Western Australia. Star Entertainment gave to Labour and the LNP and the New South Wales branch for the Liberal Party. Trademark Companies gave to the New South Wales branch for the Labour Party. Transurban gave to Liberal and Labour. Urban Development gave to Labour and the New South Wales branch for the Liberal Party. Visa gave to Liberals and their branch in Victoria and New South Wales and the Labour Party. Westpac Bank gave to Labour and their branch in the ACT, New South Wales, South Australia and Victoria. And Westpac also gave to the Liberals and their branch in New South Wales and Victoria. Woodside Energy gave to the Nationals, Liberal, Labour and their branch in WA. And Woolworths gave to both major parties as well. That was interesting. You can tell a lot from what parts of the country these companies also decide to donate to. You can almost see where some petroleum projects might start or be happening just from where they're donating money. And we'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Go watch some of my old videos because, like I said, I do this every year. And yeah, thanks for watching.
What do you mean with an exclamation point?
APPEA fungi. Fungi. You can't hang out there. Sorry. Sorry. Should I edit that out? No.